Once you have your organization set up in your course, you're going to want to add some content. Now, not everything on this navigation menu here on the left is a content area. Syllabus is a content area, My Stuff, modules. The discussion board is what's called a tool link. But for the content areas, you have two ways to add content. One is you can go to the control panel, and in these content areas up here, you can select what you want, like syllabus, and you can go into the syllabus area. But probably a faster way is to actually do it from the front side here, which you can't do with all of the functions, but you can with the content areas. When I click on syllabus or I click on My Stuff, I get a folder empty, but I get a little link up here to Edit View, which is essentially the same thing as entering the My Stuff area or the syllabus area from that backside control panel view. So let's click on here and we'll see I'm in the My Stuff content area now, so I can add content items. I can create a hierarchy by creating folders in here. I can add external links to other websites. I can put tests in here. I can put links to other parts of the course, so I can have links to jump to a different module or to a tool that's out there, such as a discussion board post. Over here, I have specialized types of content, such as surveys and assignments, SCORM content, if you're interested in that aspect of adaptable content out there, the WYSIWYG Classroom. But for now, I'm just going to put in just a plain content item. So click on content item here, and I get that up. Very straightforward. I wanted to mention one thing here. I'm going to call this my new stuff. Okay. This is that WYSIWYG editor that we've talked about. It's an editor that it's what you see is what you get, and it looks a lot like the familiar Microsoft Word editor. You can put content in here. Here is some good news stuff about our research project. Check library. Okay, I'm a pretty bad typist, but that's okay because I've got a spell check editor in here, just like in Word. So here's the caution. I keep using Word as an analogy here with this WYSIWYG editor, and the caution is we really don't recommend copying and pasting from Word documents, PowerPoint documents, Excel documents directly into Blackboard. The reason is that Microsoft Office products work very well with each other in terms of being able to move content among those applications, and they do that by embedding a lot of Microsoft-specific tags behind the scenes. So you could have a Word document up, and you could copy and paste and put it into this WYSIWYG editor here, and it would look just fine on the page. However, behind the scenes, there's a lot of Microsoft-specific tags that plays havoc with other browsers such as Firefox or Safari. It also plays havoc with screen readers for your students with visual difficulties. So we really don't recommend copying and pasting from Word directly in here. At the same time, we also know that you probably have a lot of content already developed in those applications, in those Microsoft products out there. In that case, what we recommend you do is work with your campus course developers. They've developed techniques over the years for being able to take your content, strip out all of that Microsoft-specific stuff, keep the formatting so it looks the way you want it to and looks the way you had it in your Word documents or your PowerPoint slides or your Excel spreadsheets, and be able to get it right into the WYSIWYG editor here so that you can edit it later if you need to add something to it or correct something in there, but it won't have all that Microsoft-specific stuff that causes problems for your students. We learned last semester, for example, that copying and pasting from Word directly into the test editor actually renders that test unavailable for all students except those using Internet Explorer. So we really recommend you not use Word. At the same time, we're also cognizant that you already have a lot of materials probably developed in those products, and you just have to work with your campus course developers, and they'll help you put it in here. But going back to the Word analogy, I'm going to highlight this because it's important. I really do need to have some items here. Item 3, real easy to, just like in Word, set this up as a bulleted list. I can make it a numbered list. I'll make it a bulleted list, indent it a little bit more. I've obviously made some spelling errors, so I can use the spell checker here, and it's going to pop up. Oh, it does know that I did not spell research right. It suggested that. We're going to replace research. Didn't spell project right either. It doesn't really have any suggestions here, so I'm going to have to actually tell it what to do. And it thinks I want yet, but I don't. I really want the. And it tells me here I'm repeating stuff, but you know what? I think that's okay. There we go. So I have proofread my stuff now using my spell checker. Down here at the bottom, I can add additional content. Let's say I've got some image files or some other type of content that I want to just attach here. I can do that. I can create links to files. Down here at the bottom are a couple options. Make the content available. By default, that's yes. So know that if you're putting stuff in here, unless you click no here, the instant that you hit submit, this little submit button down here, which doesn't mean submit to Blackboard, by the way, it means submit it to the server that Blackboard runs on. But if you don't uncheck that box, the instant you hit submit, that content will be available for students. Second little option down here is track number of views. We recommend that you turn on tracking, and the reason is that allows you, it gathers specific statistics on student views of these pages and allows you to make some judgment calls on whether students are interacting sufficiently within the course. You can set up, for example, alerts that tell you on key pages or modules out there when students are not logging in within a reasonable amount of time. So we typically recommend that people turn on the track number of views. This last option, choosing date, time, and restrictions, we don't generally recommend using this for the release of content. And the reason is that when we copy your course for the next semester, whatever dates you have selected in here will be transferred exactly to the new semester, and they won't even apply anymore. So for example, if I had this content set to display until November 29th, and that's okay for this semester, but when the TeleCampus copies this course for me for next semester, this content will never ever show up because it basically has a rule that's associated with it that says don't display it after November 29th of 2009. And next semester we're going to be in 2010, and so this content would never show up. So if I put date and time restrictions on my content out there, on every one of my content items, I'll have to go into the copy of my course next semester and change the dates on every single content item out there. Instead, we recommend a little different technique. What we recommend is setting date and time restrictions on your tests and then making content available on the basis of a test score. So for example, you may want to say that Module 2 of your course is not available to students until they have at least passed at least a 70 or more on the test for Module 1. Or maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay if they fail the Module 1 test. In that case, you can set a rule that says don't allow them to see Module 2 until they have at least taken the Module 1 test. So that way you're controlling the access to content on the basis of events that the students do, such as a score in a grade book on a test, a submission at least of a score into the grade book on an assessment, an assignment or discussion board post, something that the student has to do, and that releases through what's called adaptive release, releases the next section of content for them. That way you keep them on task and on target and kind of focused in a particular week. And you don't have to go in next semester and change every single date on every single content item. You're just adjusting the dates for the various assessments that are out there. So then I submit, and I have now added my new stuff. And so when my students come to this page, that's what they see.